Hi, everybody. I'm Stacy.
And I'm her daughter, Mickey.
And welcome to KiddieNomics. Yay! We are with another fun-filled Friday of kids' financial literacy with KiddieNomics. Us. And our special guest this week is Mr. Ryan. He is back to teach us another KiddieNomics webinar. And I love when Mr. Ryan is on KiddieNomics because he talks about one of the most valuable things that I find in being in business is how to access grants to help start your business. So he's going to be talking about grant funding and writing, which is really important today. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And hi to everybody that's just joining on. Hi, Akira. I see your hi. And so let's get started, everybody. Share screen. Okay, there we go. So, okay, welcome to KiddieNomics. And if you are a new kid that has joined us today, welcome. If you put into the chat box that you are new, the kids will welcome you in the chat box. Yes, Akira, I know you know how to write, but it's how to write grants, which is a little bit different. Okay, so of course, I'm sure you know how to write very beautifully. And of course, welcome to all the kiddies that have returned week after week with us. Thank you for being here. We love you so much. So let's get started on what is KiddieNomics about? Why are you here today? Why are you joining us? Do you want to read it or would you like me to read it?
You can read it.
Okay. KiddieNomics will help kids ages 8+ to develop a healthy relationship towards financial literacy, helping to start kids off on the right path to have a successful financial future. That's what we want for everybody out there. That's what I want for her. That's what she wants for me. That's what we want for Mr. Ryan. That's what we want for everybody, right? We want everybody to have an uber successful financial future, and financial literacy will help you get there, of course. Okay, now let's go over some housekeeping items before we get into roll call, right? All right, housekeeping items. Please remember that every single KiddieNomics webinar is recorded. Hi, Mustafa. Every KiddieNomics webinar is recorded. So if you are late or you missed this webinar, don't worry. You can always watch it back. It is posted to our KiddieNomics YouTube channel. And on our KiddieNomics YouTube channel, you'll be able to see all of our other KiddieNomics webinars, which there are a lot on there, right? So please go ahead and check out. If you've missed any of our past webinars, you can always get yourself caught up, okay? And then, of course, always remember that we have kids on here ages 8 to ages younger than 8 and older than 13 and everywhere in between. So please remember to always be kind and respectful in the chat box, okay? There are many things that you can be in this world, but I would think that everybody would like to choose to be kind, right? So let's be kind to everybody and respectful to everybody in the chat box, okay? And then always remember, we like to keep a safe, healthy, and happy community here in KiddieNomics. So we never want to see anybody type in their actual email addresses or personal addresses or phone numbers or your exact ages. I always do roll call and I ask you like what country you're joining us from, or, you know, did you have a birthday in the last week or so between each KiddieNomics webinar? But I never want to see your exact birthdays or with the year, so that will tell me how old you are, or, you know, exactly where you live, right? Because we want to maintain as much as we can a healthy environment for everybody here, okay? Now, I do want to make an announcement before we do get started. So this is going to be our last KiddieNomics webinar before we break for the summer, okay? So Mr. Ryan is going to be our last one before we break for the summer. But don't worry, we will be back to have our KiddieNomics fun in September. But we are going to be breaking this is our last one before we break for the summer. Now I'm thinking during the summer, I may do some lives on Instagram. So I will, if there are any kids that would like to join us, I want to focus on all of our KiddieNomics community kids and talk to you maybe about, like, what are you doing for the summer? What has been your favorite KiddieNomics webinar? Are you planning on starting a business or getting a job during the summer? And what does that look like? Or are you going to summer school? Maybe I'll connect with some of you guys throughout the summer and do a couple of lives. So I'm going to toy with that idea, and then I will message out. I'll send out an email. And of course, I always message on Instagram and on Facebook. We have all the other channels too, but I keep messages on Instagram and Facebook. So please, if you have not liked and follow us on Instagram or Facebook, please do so, because that's where I keep messages, okay, of anything new that's coming up on KiddieNomics, okay? All right. So let's get started with roll call. All right, tell me, where is everybody joining from today? Which country are they joining from today? Where are we going to, Akira, you want to be a mermaid? That's sweet. Mako Island. Where's that? That's interesting. Brampton. Yeah, B-Town. Yeah, B-Town, Mr. Ryan. Jeremiah says Canada. Yay, Canada. I know Canada is going to be repping. Let me see who else is on here. Where's roll call? Let's go. Roll call, everybody. Roll call. Stuart Timmy, Universe, Solar System, Earth, North America, Canada. Burlington is in the house. Another B-Town, right? Oh, hi, Micah. You're in Ireland today? That's awesome. Are you guys taking a family trip? That's awesome. Micah usually joins from the UK, so that's amazing. So if you guys are in Ireland, that's nice. I've never been, so I've always wanted to visit. Oh, that's nice. You guys are doing a trip. That's so amazing. Did school finish for you guys in UK? Did school finish? Because our school doesn't finish until the end of June. So, but I know some places in the States end in May and stuff like that, and early June. Brielle, Jamaica. Jamaica's in the house. And Canada. Love that, love that. All right, nobody reminded me to ask Nikki, but fine, because I remember. I remembered this time, this brain of mine. So Mickey, where are you joining us from today? Why do you always take so long when I most times forget you, and then you act like you don't remember, like, where are you going to join us from? Where are you joining us from today?
The Barbie house.
The Barbie house? You don't even play at Barbies. The Barbie Dream House?
The Dream House.
All right. Nice one. Jeremiah says, who's from Jamaica? Well, I'm from Jamaica. I don't know if Mr. Ryan is from Jamaica or which island. But Brielle says me. Yep. Mr. Ryan says, yep, him. He's from Jamaica. Jamaica's
I am
representing.
too.
Oh, me and my mom. That's nice. Mustafa says he's joining us from my room. Nice. Mr. Ryan says he's a Jamaican Canadian, both parents. Nice. Yes, I was born in Jamaica, but came here when I was really young. So
Yeah, me too.
no, you were born in Canada. No, you are Canadian through and through. I was born in Jamaica, and then I came here when I was very young.
When?
So I was 3.5 when I came here.
Oh.
So I was a baby. I was, I think, a toddler.
Baby.
A baby. All right. And, oh, who was born in Nigeria? Nice. Hi, dear Timmy. Yes, you were born in Nigeria. That's nice. Okay. Did you come here when you were young too? That's awesome. I love how we have so many cultures that make up our community. It is so amazing to see. Mustafa, you're a boy from in Libya. Yeah, that's amazing. I should ask you guys like your backgrounds. That's amazing. That's amazing. Micah Island is where I will become a mermaid. Nice, Akira. Nice. All right. Thank you for roll call. And let me just ask, did I miss? Oh, Sarah, Vincent, and Avery here. Hi, Vincent. Hi, Avery. Welcome to KiddieNomics. Glad that you can join us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we're joining from Canada. Both parents are from Trinidad and Jamaica. Yes, the islands are representing today. A lot of Caribbean islands. A lot. I've never been to Trinidad, though. I would like to go. I'm sure it's beautiful. And I see some of the kids welcoming you in the chat, Vincent and Avery. So I'll let them know. That's awesome. Thank you guys for welcoming them. Brielle says Trinidad is awesome. So I'm assuming you've been there, Brielle. I've never been. I've been to so many other islands, but not Trinidad and Tobago. But I would like to visit. I love traveling, so I'd like to visit. And she's never been either. Yeah, you went. That's awesome. All right, we're doing a long chat today. All right, let me just do the birthdays. Did we miss any birthdays from last week to this week?
Yes.
Oh no, we were, and we had a break last week because it was a holiday. So in the last 2 weeks, did we have any birthdays?
Yes.
Whose?
Mine.
No, we didn't have your birthday. I know exactly when you were born. Trust me. I was there. Jonathan's. Yes, Jonathan's. Hi, Jonathan. Okay, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. You know, you guys know I can't sing, right?
I can't.
You can't either. You have many skills. Singing is maybe not one of them, but you know, but you can always develop your skill into a talent. So you need some singing lessons. It's okay.
No.
All right, Akira, was it really your birthday? Are you just
No.
saying that? Because I believe your birthday is closer to summertime, if I recall. Avery. Oh, Avery. Yeah, we missed your birthday. Happy birthday. I hope you had a fabulous birthday. I hope it was the best birthday ever. That's amazing. Happy birthday. See, all the kids are telling you happy birthday. That's awesome. That's awesome. Happy birthday. And Akira, I know it wasn't your birthday. All right. Okay, guys, thank you very much. That was an awesome chat. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's get into our guest speaker today. So today we have Mr. Ryan Knight. I always like his last name. Like it's Knight, you know, like you know, swords, knights, and I just love your last name. It has a good entendre. Like you can do so many things with Knight. Anyways, Mr. Ryan Knight, he has built multiple businesses over the last 10 years and spends a great deal of his time leading and mentoring young entrepreneurs. That's why we love him here on KiddieNomics. After starting Detailing Nights, a mobile waterless car cleaning company, Ryan was able to launch his first youth entrepreneurship program called Knighthood. See? I love your name can do so many things. Knighthood Academy. Ryan has a deep passion for his community and is one of the co-founders of the Afro-Caribbean Business Network, a nonprofit organization created to help entrepreneurs of African and Caribbean heritage, ACN, to not only start businesses, but to help help their companies grow and become assets for future generations. And I would also like to add, he does co-host 2 times a week for the Mr. Vibe, Dr. Vibe show, right? Right. So in case anybody misses that, that is also a good listen to during the week. Okay. Anyways, let's give a big KiddieNomics round of applause to Mr. Ryan Knight. Hi, Mr. Ryan.
Thank you. Hey, it's a pleasure to be with you again.
Here we go. There we go.
Wonderful, wonderful. So good to be here. Thank you, Stacy and Kiki, for the invites. All right. Oh, you want me to jump into it? I don't know if you have questions. I can.
Yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead. The floor is yours.
All right.
Absolutely.
So, as I'm not sure who was here last time I was on, but there was a special surprise at the end. So today there's going to be another special surprise, but different. First, I'm very curious to find out who in the room, one, knows what grants are, and two, has ever applied for a grant. So do you know what a grant is? I see a hand go up there. Let me see, put a 1 in the chat. Oh, I'm seeing some no's. If you do know what it is, put a 1. Yes. Do you know what a grant is? Zeros. Okay. So before I jump into my presentation, I want to break down what a grant does. So actually, Akira, do you know? Or Gay K or Kiki, what do you think a grant is? Please enlighten us.
Mickey, you know what a grant
Mickey,
is?
sorry, yes.
You know what a grant is? Go. What's your definition?
So a grant is basically like, like when you want to win a big prize, and so it's like money.
Well, it is like money.
Yeah, boom. Mickey,
Yes.
you hit it. That's it. So it is money that you're able to get for your project that you don't have to pay back. So as I'm talking, I want people to start to brainstorm what would be an interesting project that I would do if you had the money to do it. And together, we're actually going to, oh, go ahead, Mickey.
Science project.
But you have
Not-
a business.
Ah.
Started something, right? Yeah. So
Okay, so we're going to learn more about that as we go
Yes.
through the presentation. Hold on, let me pull this up. All right, so let me hit my slideshow. So this is the presentation that I love to do because we bring business owners together and we say, listen, you are running your business or you are running a nonprofit. Did you know money is out there that you can get to, one, grow your business, even to start your business, and also just to run a nonprofit or a small project. So a little bit about myself, as mentioned, I consider myself a serial social entrepreneur. So I run a company called Detail Ignites. I'm also part of the Service Kingdom and another up and coming project called Executives Power Up and the Black Panther's Cage. So if you know about Dragon's Den, we actually are filming a Black version of Dragon's Den called the Black Panther's Cage. So you're actually getting the inside scoop of this new show that we're working on.
That's amazing. I can't
so,
wait to see that because I was on Dragon's Den, so that'd be awesome.
I remember, yeah. So that we have to build things similar for ourselves. So I'm a big fan of Dragon's Den for those that don't know. So yes, I remember you being on and being able to pitch your business to get funding, but that's a different type of money. So that's venture capital, where a person is actually investing money into your business and they get a percentage of your company. But a grant, you don't have to give up any equity in your business, which is them owning a percentage of your company. They would just grant you money and you execute your project. So that's where I come in to help people find grants and research what's out there. And then when we find one, we help them get those applications done and then also help them with submitting the application and sometimes helping them execute the project. So as Stacy mentioned, I really exist to see my community win. So if you're running a business or running an organization and you need support, don't feel like you're doing anything on your own. And so the next question I want to ask is, how old do you think you need to be in order to get a grant? So
that's a good question.
If you can put into the chat, how old do you think? I'm seeing 8, okay, 28. I wouldn't have been able to get my first grant if it was 28.
Alpha says 19.
19, okay, that's close. 98.
18, oh, 30 to 40.
Okay.
20.
So,
a lot older, everybody's basically saying.
Wow, okay. Well, to answer the question, there is actually no age limit. So we've worked with a business owner. She has a company called Pushing Buttons. At the time we met, I think she was 10 and she was able to get a grant for her business. And so even as long as you have a great idea, there are grants out there to support you. So again, there's money out there. And I always say the money is flowing, and we have to position ourselves in front of that flow of money so that we can actually use it for our own projects. So I want to tell you a little bit about another project that I am part of, which is Empowered for X. So I'm actually inside of our co-working space. So if you have a business idea, there's a place that you can actually come and work here in Brampton. So a physical place you can have your office and work out of. But what we do mostly is now help business owners get their companies off the ground and make sure that they grow. So any idea that you have a team and an ecosystem, supporters, cheerleaders, people that just want to see your business do well, or your idea to support the community do well. That's why we exist. So never feel like any idea that you come up with is a bad idea. The only thing that's bad about ideas is when we don't execute on them. And a lot of times we don't execute on them because we feel like it's too big, it's too much, it's gonna just not be possible for you, let's say because you're too young, or you feel like you don't have the skills. That's why we have to build teams. This show is a mother-daughter team effort. It's not just one person that has to carry all the load. They're able to work together to bring you this amazing information. And it is so inspiring to see how many episodes of KiddieNomics is on YouTube and out there in the world. It's so needed. And again, we want to be here to support the growth of this and to support people that are watching so that they understand they have a team that they can put around them. And I always mention team. I want to give a shout out to partners that we have in the community, ranging from Alterna Savings, which is a credit union bank that we've partnered with to be able to get more money into entrepreneurs' hands, all the way out to Montreal and Quebec, one full circle. They are like our version of ACBN in Montreal. So all of these partners that you're seeing on the screen, including Sheridan, Calabash, the Toronto Community Benefits Network, these are teammates that we've been able to put together to really support entrepreneurs in our community. And I wanted to take a step back and tell you more about the Afro-Caribbean Business Network, because this, to me, fills a gap that I was facing as an entrepreneur. I was running a company called Detail Ignites, as I mentioned earlier, and we provide mobile waterless car cleaning. So we go to people's houses, to their offices, clean their cars in the driveway without using any water. And a lot of people look at me strange and they're like, how is that even possible? Well, it's possible because of the solution that we use. So it's like waxing your car. You spray it on, you rub it in, and it lifts the dirt, and you wipe it off, and it washes and polishes at the same time. So now, as our company was growing, I realized that there were no organizations that could really support our growth. So we brought 6 other entrepreneurs together. We said, could we create this entity that would sit down with an entrepreneur, figure out what stage they're in, and then help them grow their companies? And thus, the ACBN Canada was born. And a bit of data about us: we have about 4,000 Black entrepreneurs in our database. We're seeing 71% of them, actually it's a bit higher now, are female entrepreneurs, and about 90% of them are the founders. But like I said, it's all about collaboration. So when you have great ideas, you want to be able to partner with other people that have similar ideas. So we've partnered with 40 plus organizations that support Black businesses across Canada. So we've been able to support over 20,000 Black entrepreneurs.
Wow.
But what's really important is our pillars. So you'll hear me talk a lot about entrepreneurship. You are never too young to start a business. The barrier to entry is really low, and you're able to, when you start a business and hey, it might not work out the first time, you still have somewhere to live because you're still with your parents. So this is the best time to experiment and try starting a business and be an entrepreneur, because our other pillar, economic inclusion, I believe entrepreneurship is the great equalizer. It allows us to get into building our own businesses and then we can grow them. We have unlimited potential with our businesses. And as I mentioned, convening is so important because we get to come together as groups like this, or we can come together in person. Eventually, hey, KiddieNomics will go on tour and be in different places across Canada and the world. But that's where we really get to share ideas and why these meetings are so important. But as we mentioned at the beginning, our biggest pillar is this access to funding. And I'll give you a little example on the different types of grants that exist. So like I mentioned, there is no age limit. Some of them you do have to have a registered business or a registered organization, but some of them that we're going to talk about later, like the Laidlaw Foundation and the Youth Opportunities Fund, you actually don't have to have a registered nonprofit and all those structural elements. You can just say, I have this idea to support the community and I want to give back, and you'll be able to get a grant for that. So you'll see in this list, these are different grants that we've gotten. So ranging from pitch competitions, like we've gone on stage and just pitched and won competitions. We've gotten funding from the city, like City of Brampton. We've gotten funding from the province of Ontario, through the Ontario Trillium Foundation. And we've also gotten funding from the federal government. So the ecosystem fund that you see at the bottom, we've gotten funding as low as $500 all the way up to $1.3 million. And even lower than 500 because my dad was the first person that gave, it was technically supposed to be a loan, but it turned into a grant where he gave me $250 to start my business. So Detail Ignite started from that initial, I call it an investment. He invested in his son and said, you know what? I believe in what you're doing. Here's the money to get the equipment and the supplies. And now I was able to start that over 10 years ago. Yes, Stacy, go ahead.
Akira wants to know what is funding. She's a little, and so I'm just going to check in with them, with everybody online. Do we understand what Mr. Ryan is talking about? Jeremiah says, so much money. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yes. So as you can see, there's a lot of funding or opportunities out there to help you guys launch your businesses. But Jeremiah and Akira wants to know about like, what do you mean by funding? She doesn't understand the word.
Excellent question. So funding is really just another word for money. So there's different types of money that you're able to get. So when you get funding, it can be a grant that somebody gave you, which is money to help your business. It can be investment. So somebody says, hey, here's some money and I want to own a percentage of your company. That's a type of funding. And also it can be a loan where you go to the bank is giving you a certain amount of money and they say you have to pay it back. But a loan is a type of funding. So when you hear the word funding, you can say to yourself, okay, they're talking about money coming into me, but there's different types of funding. So that's where I put up this list, because you can get money from doing a pitch competition, you can get money from writing a grant, or you can get money from a dad that believes in your business or a mom that believes in your business and they want to invest in you. So funding is different types of money that you can use for your business or for your organization.
Absolutely. Just let me know in the chat box, does everybody now understand what Mr. Ryan is talking about? And also, I do want to be clear that we are located in Canada. So all of these funding opportunities are for Canada, because we do have some guests that do join us from outside of Canada, right? But it doesn't mean, the great thing about KiddieNomics is it does inspire you to think that in your country, wherever you're from, for example, if Micah is from the UK, I'm sure there are funding opportunities or grant opportunities where you are from. So we're hoping, you know, as KiddieNomics expands, actually, we're hoping to have KiddieNomics in, you know, in different chapters all over.
Oh, I love that.
So that would be amazing. But for right now, it's just Canada. So these are the funding opportunities here. But it does inspire you to let you know that there may be opportunities where you're from also, right?
100%. And that's where you should Google search wherever you're living, what pitch competitions are happening, what city, like the city that you live in. You can say, hey, if it's Ireland, Ireland grants for nonprofits, or Ireland grants for community ideas. If there's a province that your city resides in, you can search. Let's say it's a state in the US, New York grants or Kansas grants. So always think of, when you hear about funding and the different types, Google search what is happening in your city. So that's what I do. So every day, not every day, but I created a spreadsheet where every so often I'm going online, I'm Google searching, hey, what new grants are out there? And then I put them into a spreadsheet so I can keep track of it. Oh, I love
Brielle
that
had-
question,
Yeah,
Biel.
very detailed question from Brielle. So what are things to make a business? Like, how do you start and sell things? And can you buy something from the store, like toys and food, but you can't get in trouble for selling someone else's product? But can you get in trouble for selling somebody else's product? So I guess it all depends on what type of business you are looking to create, but I'll let Mr. Ryan help answer that.
Yeah, and I'll kind of break it down. So the things needed to start a business, as we mentioned at the beginning, it starts with that initial idea, and then you have to understand who you're going to sell that idea, whether it's a product or a service. So a product would be something physical that you've created, or I'll get to your other question in a second, but something physical that you can ship to somebody or they can come to your store and buy. If it's a service, like we offer car cleaning. So we go to a person's house and clean their car as a service. Or if you think of an accountant that does your bookkeeping and they help you understand your finances, that is a service. So you can sell you doing a service for somebody, or you can sell a physical product that they buy. And now the question around, can you go find a product that's, let's say, in a store and sell it? 100% yes, but you do want to get permission. I'll tell you a quick story. There's a company called Zappos that sells shoes. And the person that started the company lived above a shoe store. I don't know if it was like Sport Check or one of those shoe stores. So what they did was actually just put online, they would go downstairs, take pictures of the shoes, go onto the computer, post those shoes and sell them at a markup. So let's say they're $100, he would put them online at 110. So if a person bought the shoes online, you'd go downstairs, buy the shoes for $100 and send it to the person that bought it online. So technically, this is called a wholesaler. So a wholesaler is like a middle person. So there's somebody that creates the product, and then if you like that product, you can then buy the product from them and say, I want to buy your product, and then sell the product to other people. So a lot of times you'll see products come in from overseas, let's say from China or the US, and then they land in a store that you then have to buy from the store. So if anybody goes to Best Buy, or let's say the Canadian Tire doesn't make all of those products, they get them from somebody that does make them, and then they sell it. So yeah, if you find a company that you actually, oh, what am I holding? Sorry, it's actually a cell phone holder. So hold on. So I put my cell phone in it to hold my cell phone when I'm on meetings. But yes, so anything can be a product. And yeah, if you see somebody that makes something interesting, you can ask them like, listen, I would love to sell your products, and they would sell it to you, and then you sell it. So it's possible. And yeah, so yeah, let me pause, make sure there's any other questions.
Yeah, we do have a question from Mustafa. Are these fundings safe to use? Have you used them before? That's a great question, Mustafa.
And it's funny that I get this question a lot from adults, where they don't trust funding. And a lot of times they'll say, I'll put up this exact same list. And the reason that I put up this list is because every single thing on this list was something that we got. So we got funding from, let's say, Ignite Capital, that's at the top, all the way down to the bottom, the ecosystem fund. So they're all real money that a program was giving out, and we were able to apply and get that money. So yes, the money is real. And it is good to ask those questions, because I have seen grants online that really are not real, and they want you to pay in order for them to either send you information, or they want you to pay before you get the grant. You want to stay away from that, because a grant doesn't cost you anything. The grant is just an application, and then they give you money. So it's great that you're asking that question, because anytime you see an opportunity, you don't want to just jump at every opportunity. You want to be critical thinking and say, okay, what is the criteria for this? Is this something that makes sense? And do I want to spend time and write an application for it? So great question.
Brielle has a question. So you can add more money onto it to make more money, like buying a house and then selling it for more money. We talk a lot about real estate on KiddieNomics.
Yes, that is exactly it. You're literally flipping it. So if you buy a house and then you sell it for more money, that's the nature of the beast. Yeah, that's exactly what your comment was, is a perfect definition. I actually can't say it any better. So being able to obtain a product at a certain price and then selling it for more than that is the nature of business. So great definition. Good job.
Let me see. Oh, like house flipping says, dear Timmy. Yes. Okay. All right. I don't think the kids have any more questions. You can go on, Mr. Ryan.
Wonderful. And just real quick, I enjoy like getting grants for ourselves.
Sorry.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, Mr. Ryan. Mustafa has a question. How do you contact these funding opportunities?
Great question again. So we are gonna show how to access the funding, and
Yay!
There's a spreadsheet that I've created. So I'll share that with Stacy and Mickey so that you can share it with the team. If you're looking for where grants are, it has the links to the website. And also I can share this presentation, because there's a lot of grants that I talk about, and then the links are there to go to the website so that you can apply for it. So
well, if you send it to me, I always put like links in the description box of the video. Nice. So that will upload onto YouTube. So if once you send that, no problem. And then I just put all of the links. So once this video gets posted, you'll see it in the description box on our YouTube channel for this video. Okay, so anybody watching it back, you'll be able to click on the links to access the funding opportunities, which is wonderful. Amazing. That's a lot of work, Mr. Ryan, that you put together to gather all of these funding opportunities. So thank you for that.
Oh, my pleasure. And that's where I call myself the grant hunter. So if you ask people, if you even go to Instagram, I'm Grant Hunter U, because I just love finding what money is out there. And it's money that is designed for you. If you have a great idea, there's a person that wants to give you money to make sure that idea gets done. So we don't want ideas to fizzle away just because, one, it's too much work to do, and two, you didn't have the money to actually do it. So I love being able to find grants that are out there. And this list that I'm showing you is some of the organizations that we've worked with where they didn't quite know how to get grants before. We were able to work with them, get them money for their grant, and now they're able to run their nonprofit or their business. So these are just a couple of the examples, because I get really excited being able to support people that are looking for funding and then helping them get that funding. All right. So technically, my presentations, we usually go into something called the grant writing blueprint. So we're not going to be able to go into it too in depth today, but I will be one of the links that I share with Stacy and the team. But the grant writing blueprint is the way that we make it easier for anybody to write a grant. So you'll notice when you start to look for grants and you start to see applications out there, a lot of the questions look the same. And even today, we're going to do an exercise closer to the end that you'll see as you answer these questions today, these are going to prepare you to be able to write grants in the future. So anytime I've written a grant, I put that information into a Google document or a Word document and save those answers so that when the next grant comes out, if they're asking the same questions, I already have the answer to it. So this is a way that I got more comfortable writing grants, because when you see maybe the first grant application that you're ever going to see, it seems very daunting, and you're like, there's 50 questions here, and they're asking for so much information that you might get analysis paralysis, and you might just not move forward with it, even though you're probably the best person to get that money and do your project. Just because of the application, it stopped you from getting the money. So we always like to make sure people get comfortable. And so beyond contact information, I want people, and I want you to start thinking about, if you were to get, let's say, $100, or if you have a project that you're thinking about, what's the purpose of the project? And start to think about it to yourself, because I'm going to ask you later on, but start thinking, if I was able to get the money I need, what kind of project would I do? And what's the purpose of that project? All right. So as we continue, oh, yes, please go ahead.
Akira would like to know, when do you need a blueprint? Because she doesn't, what I think she's asking, like, what is a blueprint? Because I know now you need a blueprint when you're making a house or a building. So as you're making, so your architecture of the building, what is the blueprint? Why do you need one for grant writing?
Boom. And that is so beautiful, because just like a house, just like the architecture that you're designing everything that's going to go into the house, when they want to create a subdivision, so let's say 1,000 houses that look the exact same and have the same building structure, they actually take one blueprint and use it multiple times. So the concept of a blueprint is really outlining everything that there is to know about what you're working on, and then you use it multiple times to be able to build from it. So I kind of took that concept of a house blueprint and applied it to grants, where a lot of the grants are very similar. So you can actually create a blueprint for yourself that says, you know what, these are all the elements of what I want to do. It has your contact information. It has all the questions that you're going to get over and over again. You do it once, and now you've created a blueprint for yourself that you can use over and over again. So typically people don't make blueprints for grants. I did, so that it makes it a lot easier for you to be able to write grants. So wonderful question, Akira.
Nice. Thank you, Akira. And so a blueprint is not just for making houses, just to answer your question. So Mr. Ryan is saying you can use a blueprint to help you write grants, which is what he's talking about. She says, okay.
100%. Well done. All right. And this one is more for businesses, but the link will be in there. When your company grows, remind me to come and talk to you about the Business Benefits Finder. It's a great tool that the federal government created. So you answer questions about your business, and then it shows you all the different grants and supports and resources that are available. So we'll graduate to that soon, but here's a list of different grants that are available. But I wanted to show you one in particular, because I noticed a lot of students miss this one. And it's called Summer Company. So Summer Company allows students, and there might be an age limit. You might have to be in high school, but this is something to keep on top of. So in the summer, you're able to get $3,000 to run a business idea. So I'm curious, let me see, does it show the age? 15. Okay, so it does go as low as 15, but again, as long as you're in high school and I think college, this is a great grant that I've seen too many students miss. So keep this on the back burner, but until you're 15, definitely look at something called, so this is one, Summer Company allows you to be able to get a grant for your business idea. The other one I want to show you is the Laidlaw Foundation. So have you heard of Laidlaw?
Yeah.
Yes. So they have different grants. There's a specific one. There's a Youth Action Fund, and I think the Youth CI. Hold on. There was one where, it might not be this one. Let me see. I think the Youth Action Fund. So Laidlaw Foundation focuses on youth grants. So you're able to think of great ideas, you'll see, I think it shows 7 people got funded recently. And any idea that you have, you create a team. So you could have 2 or 3 core team members, and you're able to apply for a grant through the Laidlaw Foundation. So this is where, yes, we're coming to KiddieNomics and we're getting great information, but you should really be building your network, because if there's people that you're meeting on these calls, you can now, hey, maybe there's a KiddieNomics Facebook group where you can discuss with each other and say, this is my idea, and get people that believe in that idea and make teams, and then be able to go after grants like this. So
Can
something,
I ask, Mr. Ryan, how much is this grant? So what's the grant amount?
yes, let me
And
pull
what
up this one.
is there an age limit for this one? Is it 15 also for high school students? Because
So this one, yeah, this one just says under 30. So there's no minimum. And I wanted to see how much funding this one actually gets you. So you can request up to $100,000 per year over 3 years.
Wow.
So if you have a team in the community that has a great idea, you can actually apply for this grant and get close to 100,000 over 3 years per year. So yes, that'd be $300,000.
So $300,000. I hope everybody's really paying attention to this. I love when Mr. Ryan comes on KiddieNomics.
Right. Hey, you don't want to miss it.
He really does give us some really, really important information for us to start our businesses. We talk a lot about entrepreneurship here on KiddieNomics. There are so many webinars that I've done, from marketing to how to start your business to what type of business you can start. And so different ideas for them. And this is how you guys can all honestly get funding for all of your amazing ideas. Some of you said you wanted to, do comic books, or, start a clothing line. I know, or write a book. You guys you have so many brilliant ideas, and Mr. Ryan is showing us how we can get those ideas funded. So I hope everybody, earmarks this one and really saves it.
100%. And that's where, hey, KiddieNomics is the portal to these things. So because you are here and present, that's how you get access to a lot of opportunities. And it's a big thing that I had to learn, that you typically don't get access to opportunities without showing up. So the fact that you've shown up today, hey, if you're watching this on the replay, you've shown up, you are now tapped into the resource, KiddieNomics, that'll connect you to the opportunities, which could be Laidlaw Foundation. But as I showed in the slide presentation, there's so many different ones. This is just one of them. So you want to stay plugged in.
Yes.
Another one I want to, pull up. There's taking it global. I know their website changed last time. Let me see if they still have their funding program. So Taking It Global used to fund youth with, it'll be like $250, $500, or $1,000, again, based on any idea that you had. So if you had an idea where you wanted to support the community in a positive way, you'd be able to go to this platform, input your idea, and be able to get funding. I don't see the link for funding now. I'm hoping that they didn't change it and take it away, but did it come up? I will check to see. But this is another one, just keep an eye on that. Taking It Global supports a lot of youth projects. So just in case you have an idea that maybe you don't need $100,000 for, you might just need 500, you'd be able to look at Taking It Global as an option. All right, I think those are the main youth-focused ones. I'll quickly talk about current ones that just exist in general. So Purelator has a grant right now to support businesses. You can get $20,000. The Black Opportunity Fund has a grant for $2,000. The BBPA, so if you have a business idea, you can now go to the BBPA, which is the Black Business and Professionals Association, and they created a program called BAIDS. So a lot of times when you're starting a business and the question in the chat was, how do I start a business? What are the elements? You can actually get paired with a business expert service provider that will walk you through the process, help you create a business plan. And usually they cost money. I mean, doing a business plan sometimes costs, it can be $2,000 up to $5,000. So instead of having to pay $2,000 to $5,000, the person helping you with your business plan will invoice the BBPA and the BBPA pays it for you. So they will cover the cost of a lot of these elements that you need to get your business off the ground and get your business started, even if you need to make a marketing strategy or get help with doing your social media and telling people about your business. There's a way to get that support through a grant. So keep that in mind. And I know Digital Main Street, they have a grant for $2,400 to help you with online marketing. So this page, when you get this slide deck, really, hey, keep an eye on it. Again, if you don't feel like your business is quite ready for the money that is here, a lot of times these programs are evergreen. So they're going to be here years from now. And hey, I'm part of some of these programs. So being able to make sure that it's sustainable and it stays, yes. So whenever you're ready for the grant, these are ones that exist. And another one, the last one that I want to touch on is the investment readiness program.
Sorry,
Because,
before you get to that one, we just had a couple of questions.
Oh, sure, yes.
We wanted to know the definition of a grant again. And Akira says that in the summer, she's going to make a lemonade stand. And then in the winter, she's going to make an online business. Look at this entrepreneur. Oh, look at Mr. Ryan's book.
I love that you want to create a lemonade stand. So my daughter and I, we wrote a book called Jazz and Dad Start a Lemonade Stand. I am a super believer in the elements of a lemonade stand that'll teach you entrepreneurship. So good luck with that. Please reach out through KiddieNomics to me. I would love to support you with that. And as we're on that, and I'll get to the definition of grants in a sec. So now we're coming towards the end. I want those that were thinking of, if I had $100, what would I do with that money? And what's the purpose of my idea? I want you to put that purpose into the chat. I want you to let us know a little bit about your idea, because just like the lemonade stand, anybody that is here today and has an idea and wants a bit of support, ACBN, we are going to support you with our own grant that we created. So $100 will be going to anybody that would like to get this idea rolling. Summer's coming up. We want to be able to get you some money. But the bigger surprise, as I'm wrapping up here, as you know, we exist.
Sorry, Mr. Ryan. Sorry, can you go back to the investment readiness fund? Because I'm very interested.
Oh, yes. I forgot to go into this one. Let me click on it.
Before you get into the big surprise. Sorry.
All right. No worries. Yes, we got time. We got time. So, and just before I explain the investment readiness program, the definition of a grant. So we talked about funding, which is money that you can get for your business or your organization. Now, grants are a type of funding. So it's a type of money that you're able to get without having to pay it back. So a loan, traditionally from the bank, you would loan the money, let's say it's $10,000, and you have to pay back that $10,000 plus interest. So a grant, you would get the $10,000, and now you wouldn't have to pay back the $10,000. They would pretty much just want to fund your project, and you don't have to pay it back. So a grant is money that you're able to get without having to pay it back. It's really just to execute your project. All right. And yes, so the investment readiness program, I'm a big fan of because it supports social enterprises. So you might be asking, what is a social enterprise? So now there's a bit of you can be on one of two sides. You can either be a nonprofit, which you're operating and you're not really trying to make a profit, you just want to do great work in the community, or you can be a for-profit where you're running your business and you just want to make as much money as possible So somewhere in the middle is a social enterprise where you still have income generating activities, but you have a positive community impact. And for a nonprofit, they already have a positive community impact, but then they create income generating activities. So if you're, let's say, selling a book, and you're using some of that money to support the community, you'd be considered a social enterprise. So that's where I really love the concept of social enterprise. Even with Detail Ignites, we're considered a social enterprise where we do car cleaning to make money, but we support youth in the community by teaching them entrepreneurship and how to start a business. So even though we have to make money to survive, we want to have a positive impact in the community. So the investment readiness program comes out. It says, we want to make sure that more social enterprises are successful. So they're part of a bigger pot of money. So imagine this. The government created something called the Social Finance Fund. So they want to invest money into businesses that are doing great things and making a positive impact in the community. So they put aside $800 million in order to invest in social enterprise. But there was a catch. So they realized not a lot of social enterprises were ready to take on millions of dollars in investment. So they created the Investment Readiness Program. They took $50 million and said, we're going to grant to these social enterprises that are in our community money that will help them get ready to grow and to scale their companies and to scale their impact. So the Investment Readiness Program, you're able to get between $10,000 up to $100,000 as a grant that you don't have to pay back. And you can use that money to really fine tune your business, make sure that you're measuring the great positive impact that you're having in the community, and then be able to later grow your business and grow your social enterprise by tapping into the bigger social finance fund. So that's why I'm really excited about it, because you're able to kind of start at step one, get some money to get some momentum, and then graduate to step two to really amplify. And for those that might not know, I use the word amplify a lot. So it's to exponentially grow. When we're talking about taking a business from 10 to 100 to a million, it's exponential growth. So that's where this program will do that for social enterprises that have great positive impact in the community and are sustainable with their business. All right.
Can I ask, when is this fund available now? Because they had one, and so is this a new one? Is this available?
Right. So round 3 is supposed to open, probably not May, but June or July. They're probably looking at a summer opening. And the Canadian Women's Foundation had already opened the stream for charities. So charities have gone through their application process, and the next round should be through the Community Foundations of Canada, where they're going to focus on like all social enterprises. So you don't have to be a charity in order to apply. You can just be a regular social enterprise.
Nice.
Yes. All right. And so
get to your big surprise.
Wonderful. So as you know, we exist to see the community win, whether that's helping entrepreneurs or executive directors of organizations grow. I am super excited to be able to work with any of you, but the big surprise is we were able to talk as a team at ACBN, and we love so much what you're doing, Stacy. We would like to donate $1,000 to KiddieNomics so that you can continue the great work that you are doing. So that is from my heart to yours, and please keep the great work going. I wish it could be $1 million. I'm working on it for you, but I hope $1,000 will keep things moving.
Oh, that's so amazing. I'm gonna cry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yay!
My pleasure. My pleasure.
That is so amazing.
We are big fans.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
We are big fans of what you do. Big fans.
Oh, that is so amazing. Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Yes, it will help us pay for a lot of the tech that goes into
Boom.
KiddieNomics. So
Yes.
thank you. Oh, look at me. I'm such a sap. Now you
Oh,
made me try and ruin my makeup and all of that.
I guess I should have told you ahead of time so you can prepare
Yes.
yourself. No, the work you do is so important, and anything we can do to amplify it, I'm here for you. So
oh, thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
love what
you're
we
welcome.
do
You're
in
welcome.
KiddieNomics and helping all the kids to just make sure that, you know, they don't end up in a lot of the traps that a lot of us adults.
Hey, this did not exist when we were younger. Period.
No, I
So,
wish it did.
Same here. 100%.
Oh, you're amazing. Thank you,
Mm.
ACBN. We love you. Thank you, Empowered for X. We love you. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Mr.
You're
Ryan.
welcome.
We appreciate you so much. So thank you. So, well, now I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Anyways, is there any questions in the chat? Is there any questions? Any questions? No, everybody's saying that's awesome. Thank you. All right, so I'll wrap up because as I said, this is our last KiddieNomics. But what a way to end this season. Oh my gosh. Thank you. What a way to end this season. So this is our last KiddieNomics before we break for the summer because so KiddieNomics has just been accepted into a new incubator. So I needed the time to grow KiddieNomics. So I'm going to be doing a lot of the stuff behind the scenes, just so you guys know there is a lot of work that goes into KiddieNomics. And so I just need some time to do a lot of the stuff that I need to do to grow the platform for everybody. So that's why we're ending now in May. But I'll be back in September for more fun-filled KiddieNomics, kids financial literacy. And so I'm just going to share my screen so that we can just do the wrap up. But Mr. Ryan, you're amazing, so thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, question. What would happen if kids became more financially literate? And our answer is real change that impacts the world. And it really is. This is life-changing, the stuff that you guys are learning now. And we'll be able to then take it into your adulthood. So, you know, we believe whatever it is that you guys are going to do in this world, which is going to be an amazing things. You guys have told us so many times, you know, all the amazing things that everybody wants to do. So, but I know that with financial literacy help, you guys will be able to achieve that goal and more, and just make a huge impact in this world, right? That's what we want. And so with that, we call you guys our young financial literacy ambassadors. And what is an ambassador? An ambassador is a messenger or representative. And that's what you guys are right there for us. I know that because guess what? I get the messages, I get the emails that say, hey, you know, Josh was talking to his cousins and they was telling him all about credit cards or what is Bitcoins or what is, you know, a latest one that we've had for KiddieNomics webinars. So we just believe here that knowledge is our
superpower.
Right? So go ahead and share it, because literally the more that you share your knowledge, the stronger you will become, but not just you, your friends, your family, the community at large, all these people will become stronger. And that is an awesome superpower to have. And even though you may be 8 years old or younger or older, you guys have a lot of superpowers, okay? All right, so as I said, that's a wrap for KiddieNomics for this season. We'll be back in September.
Season 3.
Oh, well, this is technically season 3. We'll be back with season 4. So, and what we will do is, I didn't celebrate our anniversary because our anniversary for KiddieNomics is in May 8th. So I'm going to do a celebration one in September. So we'll do our second year anniversary for KiddieNomics, which will now be like 2.5 years, but that's okay. But in the meanwhile, I always want to hear from you guys. So don't forget that you can always send me an email at KiddieNomics101@gmail.com. But please like and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube,
and
TikTok. Because I do put announcements, especially on our Instagram and Facebook. So if we decide to go ahead and do the Instagram lives, you'll see the messages on our Instagram and Facebook pages. So I can get some kids to join me and we can talk about all the fun, exciting things that you're doing throughout the summer, okay? And last announcement. You remember that I told you guys at KiddieNomics, we are now a finalist for the Money Awareness and Inclusion Awards, which is an international award. There are over 40 countries that are included in this award, and KiddieNomics has been nominated for Best Financial Influencer, which is awesome. So KiddieNomics has been nominated. We're one of the finalists, and that is going to be streaming on May 31st at 1 p.m. UK time. So Micah, you'll be able to watch it with your mom and sister. Hi, Guy. Or sorry, Gay. I apologize. Hi, Gay. You'll be able to watch it. It's going to be 1 p.m. UK time. It'll be live streamed. I will send out the link. I will post the link on our Instagram and Facebook accounts. But that is going to be 9 a.m. our time. Okay. So that's 9 a.m. on Tuesday, but it will be 1 p.m. UK time, okay? So that will be fun to watch. Hopefully we win. Yay, KiddieNomics! Because we think KiddieNomics is so awesome. So hopefully we win, but either way, we'll let everybody know. And if you want to watch the live stream, I will be posting that. All right, any questions before we wrap up for the season? Is there any questions in the chat box? Any questions for Mr. Ryan? No? All right, everybody have an amazing, amazing summer. I'm gonna see if, oh, Jeremiah, you have a question. You gotta type it really quick. I'm gonna see if we're gonna do some lives, as I said. So if I do, we'll have some kids join. What is an incubator? Yes, that's a very good question. So an incubator is like a group of other companies, and we get together and we go through like a program to help us coordinate and launch a new aspect of the of a company that we're trying to grow. So it just helps us pull things together. It brings in different resources from all over to help us with whatever it is that we're trying to do. So that's kind of what an incubator is. It's a bunch of different other companies all together learning something and with access to different resources to help us grow. Can my sister join? Of course, Mufasa. Of course, why not? Absolutely. Everybody can join KiddieNomics, okay? All right. All right, so everybody have an amazing summer. Mr. Ryan, thank you so much for making me cry. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Amazing. You are amazing, and we appreciate you here at KiddieNomics. All right, and for everybody, the links that Mr. Ryan has spoken about, I'm gonna get a copy of the presentation, but I'll also post the links in the description of the video too. Okay. All right. Bye, everybody. I'll see you in September. Have an amazing summer.
So good seeing you.
Warm weather. Thank you, Mr. Ryan, and everybody. Bye.
Bye, guys.